Fragment Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another episode of Frag Tag Radio. Here with you today are your boys Prettiest,
Matter of fact,
and your boy Death from Above.
and this is a semi-special episode.
cheers.
Episode 150.
Another milestone, baby.
How many? How long has it been? How many? What? 2 years? 3?
3, 4.
Give or take.
Because I think we started May 2013.
Okay, so about 2 years.
2012. I don't know.
Oh, when you started.
Yeah, when I started.
Oh, it was only that long ago. I mean, I thought it was longer than that.
It seems like it. Like
It does
seems
seem
like I've
like
been
it.
in a year already.
It was either 2012 or 2013. One
It
of
was
those two.
2012.
Might have been.
'Cause you're talking about like Derek and all of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was like a while ago.
It's been a while.
Well, yeah, time flies. Yeah.
It's been a while. First, now that we've established what episode it is, gotta get those plugs out there. Appy Gamer, the big one. Appy makes you happy. Get it on Android, iOS, wherever. Gaming news and reviews, that is on Android and iOS as well. Appy Gamer, you can also get on Windows. Just saying. Game RSS, that's on Android. Game On iOS and Windows Phone. Shouts to Troy. And Filter Gaming if you if you need something else for some reason. Plus fragtagradio.com, of course, where you can get that episode 5-10 seconds before it goes up everywhere else. And Twitter, YouTube, Stitcher, TuneIn, iTunes.
It goes on.
It's
We're
everywhere you need to be, everywhere you possibly are, you can find us there. So, first thing I want to talk about today would be last episode we were talking about Warframe,
Yeah.
of course. Since our last episode, the new Sanctuary update came out, and with that brought the new Warframe Chroma to consoles, as well as the new quest line, the strange new quest. Also, Conclave 2.0 or PvP 2.0 with Cephalon capture, and some new weapons. So, before we get into all the nitty-gritty details, how have you been liking the new content, Kev?
You know me, man. When I get in a game and I like it, it's like crack. And, at first, like I said on the previous episode, I didn't care for Warframe because it was like too much, all thrown at you at once, and it really wasn't explaining nothing to you.
Yeah.
But now I started getting frames and learning how to basically use the powers and use the mods. I'm loving Warframe. I'm on it all the time now.
Even when he's not on it, it's just sitting on the menu screen.
Yeah, that's right. My kids are playing for me. The only gripe that I seem to have with it though is that if you're doing a mission with some randoms and then they just in the middle of a T4 mission and the host loses, we all lose everything that we get. If the host loses connection or he somebody wants to freaking just quit out in the middle of the mission and he's the host, you lose everything that you got. And that's happened to me a few times and it's like really frustrating, especially when you're trying to get some of the harder stuff like one of the prime Warframes. And other than that, I'm loving the game.
Yeah, definitely been going rather well. Let's see. We had just... Oh, there it is. Boom. Hey, all right, Jerry, I got you on the mic. You want to say hello?
Hello.
There it is.
Yes.
He said
Yeah,
it.
Wow.
No, well, we're just sitting here with Matter of Fact and Kev recording the show.
That's why I was calling you. To tell you I was off this weekend. I was going to see you recording.
Oh, well, matter of fact, we are.
Sounds like you already started.
Yep, we started about 2.5 seconds ago.
Yeah, just missed.
Well, I'm cool.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to roll through, you're welcome to. We'll be recording for a little bit.
Well, if y'all already started, then I'll just go with you next week.
All right, brother. Sounds good, man.
Yeah, I should have told me though. I'm off all weekend. No games, no nothing.
Oh, well, you're just like never off, so I didn't even bother this time. I was like, didn't
One
even
time.
didn't even want to put up with the disappointment.
Oh, you never know. If you text me, I actually got 3 weeks, 3 out of the next 7 weekends off.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, because we have some tournaments coming up, but over the course of the next 7 weeks, there's 3 weekends where we're not going to have enough players, so we're just not going to play. So, and VBA is closed on Saturday and Sunday right now, so unless I have games, I don't have to work. So I'm actually going to have a little bit of free time over the next 7 weeks. So.
That's what's up, man. Well, yeah, we'll be recording probably again next weekend, the weekend after, so I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, next weekend I'm off, so we can definitely do it next weekend.
All right, cool, man.
All right, later.
Peace. Back to the show.
You made an appearance for
Yep.
the 150th,
Yep.
so we're good.
Everybody was here for 150
Yeah.
in one way or another. So yeah, the new Warframe Chroma. You've had a chance to play around with them. What are the things you like about them and don't like about them?
One of the things I like about him is the ability to change up the color, your energy colors, and
Yeah.
it allows when you do that, it changes up what type of damage he does, whether it's ice, voltage, fire, or like corrosive, or somewhere something along those lines. I like that. I like the ability where he sheds his skin and creates a clone of himself, and that clone stands in a specific spot and just fights for you. Only thing I don't like about that is that it goes so quickly. Other than that, at first I didn't like him. I probably couldn't get used to him, but the more I played with him, the more I like him. There's not too many frames I don't like that I went through right now. I think Ash is the only one I'm or can take a leave, but other than that, everybody else I play with is pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, he's a dragon themed Warframe. More I think themed after like Greek dragons than
That's what you're saying, yeah. And I can kind of almost looks like a kraken,
yeah.
like from
Yeah.
what's that from? But you know what I mean,
Yeah. So he doesn't look like you're like when you think when you think dragon
I think
like
of like medieval,
yeah medieval
fire breathing,
dragons.
night fighting them.
This ain't that.
Nah, it's not. When I saw it, I was kind of like, oh, okay, I see it now though. But yeah,
But yeah, so he's got just like every other Warframe, he's got 4 main abilities.
Mhm.
The first being the Spectral Scream, where he exhales a deep breath of elemental destruction.
deep breath.
And of course, the element of destruction that he's breathing depends on what color you have his energy as.
Mhm.
If you have it on red, then he's breathing fire, elemental destruction, etc., etc. Elemental Ward is an offensive area of effect created, and nearby allies are imbued with defensive energy. Ain't nothing like some defensive energy.
No, you need that.
I'm always telling people that. I'm like, yo, I wish we had some defensive energy right now.
Feel it.
And then there it is with Chroma.
Yeah.
The Vex armor. When Chroma's shields are hit, his armor grows stronger, and when health takes a hit, his weapon damage increases.
Wow,
So
that's pretty badass.
that kind of, with the armor increasing as his shields are hit, that makes his last a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And when the health starts going down, dealing more damage, that allows you to hopefully take out the enemies that are dealing you damage faster, to where you can hopefully survive before your health runs out.
Yeah.
So that can definitely be very useful, and probably one of my favorite abilities of Chroma's. The best, of course, being the fourth ability, Effigy, where his shell, or his pelt as they call it, splits off into a massive sentry that hits any nearby enemies with elemental attacks. Of course, the element depends on the energy color, and it also strengthens nearby allies as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
See, well, I'm kind of like Death. Initially, when I, with Warframe, Death, how you were kind of, man, this is too much at once, and I'm still grasping Warframe. Like, for me, it's easier to understand Neverwinter,
Right.
but when I put in Warframe, I'm like, you guys talk about Warframe, so I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? Then I finally realized, like, oh, those are the suits, and then you have all these different abilities, and give me some time, and I'll be on there with you guys. It's just slow.
We'll be there, buddy. Although I don't know, when this Destiny DLC comes out, we might not see Kev anymore for a while.
Yes.
Destiny, I don't know. With the lack of the raid, I might play it to see what it's like because I paid for it. But other than that, I don't know if I'm going to stay on there like I did before. I think Warframe got me right now.
Yeah, and then it would be cool if the Prison of Elders, where you could go in there and you could do it over and over, but it's like the weekly and the Nightfall, where you can do it once a week to get your rewards, but after that, you can't do it. Well, you can do it again, but you won't get no rewards. And they have a version of it in the Vanguard, which is sort of like the Rock Strikes, where you can do it over and over for a chance at maybe a legendary engram or something, but that happens like once out of every 20 strikes you do. So I don't know, just not worth it to me. Although I am glad you're going to be able to upgrade legendary weapons, so like I can take my shadow price and upgrade it, and Fatebringer and stuff like that. Which if I can ever bring myself back around to Destiny, then I'll do that stuff. Yeah. But in the meantime, so Conclave 2.0, aka PvP 2.0, they've completely redone the way you think of like PvP and Warframe. Before it was different.
How so?
The maps were, I don't know, they didn't feel like PvP maps. They felt more like,
was it like
co-op maps that they kind of like had PvP thrown into them.
Yeah.
And like the Warframe's abilities were really pretty unbalanced, and the weapons were unbalanced. So just nothing was really balanced about it. So they pretty much scrapped the whole thing, most of it anyway, and then went back to square one, and then kind of pretty much redid everything from the ground up and made sure everything was balanced. And to ensure that balance, starting off, you can only take certain frames into the Conclave 2.0 right now, which those are the new one, Chroma, as well as Excalibur, Frost, Mag, Rhino, and Volt. So any of the other frames, you can't use those in the Conclave right now. But the cool thing is they added a separate arsenal for the Conclave, sort of like how they do with the Arcwing. So when you go to Arsenal, you've got your regular Arsenal for missions, Void, etc., and then you can hit the right or left thumbstick to switch between Arcwing loadouts, and now Conclave loadouts is up there as well. And when you go to Conclave, if you go to choose which frame you want to equip, it'll only show you the frames you have that are can be used
on that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then same thing with the weapons. Only certain weapons can be used in the Conclave right now. So when you go to select a weapon, it'll only show you the weapons you have that are available to be used in the Conclave. Now, thankfully, they've got most of the greats available in there. Soma, Latron, Brayton, Gorgon, Boar. All of those are our primary weapons that are usable in the new Conclave PvP 2.0. Now, no Boltor, which is weird because Soma and Boltor are the two main primary assault rifles that everybody uses. So not having Boltor in there just feels like a big miss. Now right. I'm sure they'll hopefully add Boltor here in the near future, but I just think rather than putting the bore shotgun in there that nobody uses, they should have taken the time.
I was going to ask, do you think they did that because just to mix it up so they force players to use different weapons to
possibly,
experiment a
or
little.
or maybe just to have a checkbox like, yep, we got a shotgun in there.
Yeah.
You know.
Get all the classes covered. Like,
Yeah. But yeah, so I've really been enjoying it. Like I said, it's not just like a death match. It's the capture mode, so you're going to capture different
Well, that's
places.
what I was playing last time I was over here, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
That was actually pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy hectic too.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was pretty intense, but it was fun.
And then with that, of course, the strange new quest line that we were mentioned a little bit ago. Well, now there is a new area in the relay. Any relay you go to, all relays have this area. It's called the Sanctuary. Now to get there is a little bit different. You got to walk to the back of the relay toward where the syndicates are, but back in the middle there's like these streams of light going up, and if you stand in one of them, it's like hit X to ascend or whatever, and then you hit that and it brings you up to the top into the sanctuary, and that's where Cephalon Samaras is. And you talk to him and he'll give you the first quest in the mission or whatever. So as you go through with him, and each quest will get you a part for the Chroma Warframe, like the helmet, the chassis, the systems, etc. And but the cool thing is, since Chroma is based on all the different elements, you have to use parts of other Warframes to build him.
I see.
Like you have to use one of the frost parts to build him, one of the ember parts to build him.
That's cool.
Yeah. So and then after you do the last mission in the quest line, you finally get the blueprint to put it all together, and then boom, you have Chroma.
Boom.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got his ass.
Damn.
But yeah, he's pretty badass frame, like we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
Definitely been enjoying my time with it. I've been doing a lot of void stuff, T4 defenses to try and get some prime parts to trade in for ducats, because I've been trying to get my ducats up. I've been doing some T1, T2 defenses to rank up some weapons and stuff, some of the new weapons I have. Which I might talk about a little bit here in a minute. But yeah, so I think I'm mastery rank 16 now. So
wow.
Yeah.
I'm about to hit mastery 9.
Yeah. I saw you were on 8 earlier when I was up there. So yeah, I'm in got 16 I think this morning.
That's what's up.
Because yesterday I was 15. I got 16 this morning, and then I haven't done too much ranking anything up since then. I think I'm maybe about a third of the way to 17. So, but yeah, I think the max mastery rank right now is 19. So
okay.
But it's weird because when you go into the sanctuary, they've got these areas where you can, like, any mastery test you've completed, you can do it again. You know, you don't get any rewards from it. I guess it's just if you feel like bullshitting around or whatever. But it goes all the way up to 29. So we know that there's eventually going to be at least 29 mastery ranks.
And so what mastery ranks are, like I said, I'm still understanding this, but mastery ranks are, is that kind of like prestiging? Like when Call of Duty or something, or
mastery rank is your
for weapons. Isn't it?
Mastery rank is your rank.
Oh, it's your rank.
Yeah, like you rank up your frames, you rank up your weapons, and ranking up all that stuff increases your rank, which
okay, gotcha.
Which is your mastery rank.
I see.
Well, passing your tests is what gives you the rank, the next rank level.
Yeah, well, once it says rank up, you gotta take the test.
Yeah.
So some of them are harder than others. Yeah, it all depends on the test. I think some of them were decently difficult, but it was like once I got to 15, they started getting easier. Like I think either 14 or 15 was just an exterminate test where all I had to do was kill the enemies. That was it. Easiest test I ever took.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And then another one was a defense mission where it was like the things in the middle and you got to defend it for 3 waves. That was pretty easy. So yeah, it's actually kind of weird how like the higher the higher ranks have the easier tests. You think they would have put those down at ranks like 7, 8, 9, and 10, you know, and then took the 7, 8, 9, and 10 tests and put those up for the 15B because those tests are actually harder than the ones that I've been doing now.
Maybe you know what it could have been is that I guess when the game first came out on PC was that they didn't think they was probably going to have this high as mastery. Even if they did, they wanted you to take the test on everything that's applied to the game, where it was using primary, using your secondary, using your weapon, your melee, using learning your abilities and stuff like that. And that's what so far, as of the 8th test that I've done, everything was like learning the track, doing the wall climbing and all that. So now that you're getting higher up, you already surpassed all this stuff already. So why make it even more difficult? You know,
right.
What they should do as they get later on is combine, like, let's say for instance you're going to take the 25th test. Now your 25th test should be like team based oriented, you know, so that way you have to get 1 or 2 other players to help you defend, because that's what this game is all about. It's co-op.
That would be cool if they had like co-op orientated tests. That's definitely a cool idea. I wouldn't mind it for sure.
Yeah, that would be.
That would be
cool,
nice.
Yeah.
I think I've done 2 missions. Where's the first mission and another mission that I had to do where it was the only missions that were single player. Like you couldn't have nobody do it with you. Then after that, so far everything I've done was co-op.
Right. Yeah, that's how she rolls. But so I got some new weapons. The people over at Digital Extremes were nice enough to hook me up with all the Wraith weapons and the Vandal weapons. So I've been playing around with those, creating different builds with them. And I'm actually working on a separate video that won't be an episode. It'll just be a video exclusively for our YouTube channel. I'm going to do top 5 prime weapons, primary weapons, top 5 secondary weapons, and then top 5 melee weapons. And then I'll probably finish it off with my top 5 frames.
Oh, okay.
But
That's what's up.
So the one I'm working on now is the top 5 primary weapons.
Okay.
And I've been recording a lot of footage so that I can use it and put it together and make a really nice, awesome yet short video of my top 5 primary weapons, which I'll be putting that up on the YouTube here pretty soon. But so speaking of weapons, they added a few different weapons with the Sanctuary update to consoles. The first one being the Comac, which is like a larger version of the comb weapon, which is like a hand shotgun, and it gets more stronger with each successful shot that you pull off with it.
Cool.
Okay.
Pretty devastating weapon, especially up close. And then they added 2 weapons to complement my favorite assault rifle, the Soma assault rifle. They added the AK Samadhis, which is like Soma-themed pistols, and the Ripkas, which are like Soma-themed, like almost like hatchets.
Pickaxes.
Yeah,
Pickaxes.
axes or something. But they're definitely really awesome looking, razor sharp looking. The AK Samadhis, they don't have quite as high of a critical chance as the Soma assault rifle. The Soma Prime has like a 50% critical chance, which is just insane.
That's kind of crazy.
And,
when
and
you
then
throw those mods on it,
after you add the mods in,
through
you get up to like 90% critical chance.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, to where pretty much every shot's critical.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, with the pistols, it's 20%.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I added in the different mods, and I think after modding it, I got it up to around 60-70%, somewhere in there, critical chance, which is still good.
Yeah, definitely.
Just not as good as the actual Soma Prime itself, but and then the Dual Raza was the name of the hatchets for the Soma thing.
Right.
The Ripkas are the new are like these hand weapons, but they have like chainsaw blades on them.
Oh, I saw those last time.
They're constantly turning and shit.
That's pretty
you
cool.
like chainsaw at people with them when you slice. So those are pretty awesome as well. They're actually pretty devastating. Although I think I like the Dual Razas better, just because I like the Soma so much and they go well with the Soma. Now, you can get the blueprint for the Dual Razas if you're in a clan and your clan has researched the Dual Razas. You can get the blueprint to build those from inside a clan dojo.
Oh.
The AK Samadhis, I'm not sure. I haven't seen those in the dojo, and yet I haven't seen their blueprint in the store either. So I'm not sure where you get the blueprint for those from. I'm gonna have to
Uh,
look into that.
I, yeah, I picked them up somewhere. I found them. But I know one of the requirements is that you need the AK stilettos in order to make them.
Oh yeah, right. Because those have like a similar clip size, except the clip
Right.
on the AK stilettos comes out the top instead of the bottom.
Bottom. Hmm.
Yeah. But now, uh, for PC, the trial slash raid was added as part of the Sanctuary update as well. So when Sanctuary came to consoles, we were all kind of expecting that to come with it. Although we didn't get that, so everyone was wondering like, what the hell? What happened?
Yeah.
But so evidently they had a choice of either delaying the whole update, the whole DLC
Oh, okay.
altogether,
I see.
and until they had time to get the performance right
That's what they wanted.
on the raids for consoles, or they could release the stuff now that they did have right, and then just delay the raid, which is what they did. And that's probably the better route to go.
I would say so.
So
yeah.
that way, people have content to tide them over until these raids are ready.
Yeah.
And supposedly, it's going to be a significant performance increase, not only in the raids. They're significantly increasing the performance game wide. I mean, on all the consoles, and it's supposed to affect the performance of the PC version as well.
Really?
Yeah. So I mean, since it's all x86 architecture between the consoles and PC now, one affects the other pretty much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that will be coming soon, and I'm definitely looking forward to the 4 to 8 player raid, and seeing more raids to come after that. We were talking about how raids are probably were the best part of Destiny, so I'm definitely interested in seeing how they get implemented into Warframe. And with that, we will talk about some more Warframe, of course, on the next episode. As long as we're playing it, we'll be talking about it, and I don't foresee me stopping playing it for a very long time. And like I said, I also got those top 5 videos that'll be coming out pretty soon on Warframe. And with that, we have a couple of reviews to do on Shovel Knight.
Shovel Knight, yeah.
And Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. So, Shovel Knight.
All right, Shovel Knight. Well, when you first told me about it, I saw it before. I think it came out on 3DS, like last year, I believe, or maybe early this year. But I saw it and I didn't really know what to think about it. Then you shot me a text, blah blah blah, told me about it, checked it out, and it's a really fun game. Yeah. And it's a really well done game to the point where it's nostalgic, yeah, but they don't overdo it.
Right.
It's not oozing with just like cheesy, 80s, 8-bit or 16-bit nostalgia where, it's got all these elements of, like we were saying, Mario, Zelda, and actually, playing it reminded me of Castlevania because you can, take your shovel blade and hit a wall, and meat doesn't pop out, but you'll get like gems or whatever.
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool, and I see what you're talking about with the Mega Man too. And the only reason why it reminds me of Mega Man so much is that there's always ladders on the side of the screen that makes me remind me of playing Mega Man, climbing up or down to the next level.
Yeah.
So, but it's a really fun game. The graphics are, nostalgic. They're like really high, like imagine TurboGrafx 16 type graphics. Like I don't think the NES could do this, or the Master System could do it. But it's really well done. The music is good, and as you play, when I was playing, I thought it was kind of a shallow game at first, but then you can start unlocking like upgrades for your health, for your magic, different type of items to use for your magic, and it was really well done. And there's also one feature that I'm really excited about, just because I like the music and how it's in that 8-bit tone.
Right.
But you can get sheets of music all throughout the world, and when you go to a town, there's a bard, and he asked initially, "Can you find sheets of music for me?" And lo and behold, I had one. And you can select, like it has the credits, the opening cutscene music, all that stuff, and then as you find more, it unlocks it, and then you can just go in there and listen to it whenever you want. So I'm kind of excited about that, to be honest with you, to see what they do, music-wise with it. And the gameplay is really tight.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only really 2 buttons, and I like how they don't tell you what to do.
Yeah.
So when I started playing, I was like, okay, I have a shovel, you have like, attack where you swing your shovel blade, or you jump.
Right.
And then there was one part of the enemy where he kept, raising his shield up, or there was like a block of sand in your way directly below you. So I'm like, all right, there's got to be a way to direct this blade down. So I'm sitting there hitting all the buttons, and they use the easiest thing in the world, you just jump and hit down, and that was it.
Yeah.
Kind of like DuckTales. So, I mean, they have puzzles like that, and then they have puzzles that incorporate that in order to get to hidden secret places that are everywhere in this game, surprisingly.
Yeah, there's a good number of them.
There was, yeah.
I like how there's like towns and stuff.
Yeah, and I like how it's not really cheesing. Like, in old games back then, you would, talk to like someone in the village and it'd just be like the cheesiest, like, you didn't care.
Yeah.
And now they're actually telling a story, or like the trout apple I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I think that's how you pronounce it, T-R-O-U, trapple. It's like a trout and an apple combined. So, like, you get this chalice, and you go to town, and this guy that's like a mage tells you, oh, you have to go see the trapple. I'm like, what the hell is a trapple? So eventually, after you beat the first level and you go to town, it shows like a world map, kind of like Mario 3, where you kind of scoot around the screen.
Right.
And I found the place where the trapple's at. And you go there and you hold up your chalice. And this whole like little orchestral number happens where he's just in the background, a huge like fish head with like a red butt of like an apple and then like a stem coming up. And then he has all his little minions jumping in and out of the water to a musical theme. And then your chalice is full, then you go and do whatever you got to do. But I can't wait to see what else they have.
Yeah.
That's, it's kind of goofy, but I know the stories about you're the Shovel Knight, and then you lose like your beloved. I think in the story it was like the Red Knight.
Right.
And I didn't know, I couldn't tell it was like I'm assuming it's a girl.
Right.
Since it's a beloved. But, so you have to find her, and the enchantress pretty much took over like this whole world, and you have to just go in and basically, save the day, blah, blah, blah. But, I'm telling you, the whole thing that makes me want to keep playing, though, is just going back and finding all those secret areas.
What's really funny is how when you first go to the town, the guy's like, hey, no weapons allowed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, that's just a shovel.
Well, yeah, you're like, oh, it's okay. That shovel, man, will tear stuff up, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And another thing I like is when you die, well, in the world, they have scepters that you just walk by, and it's like a checkpoint.
Yeah.
And so every time you die, you lose gems.
Right.
I mean, granted, when you go back, it's still there floating in the air.
Most of it, anyway.
Yeah. But I found, like I was telling you earlier, I hit one of those scepters, and it cracked a little. So I was like, let me keep hitting it. And finally it broke and gave me like a butt ton of jewels. And then I realized when I went to the boss, it was the one right before the boss. You couldn't go back to that checkpoint. You had to go back to the one before that checkpoint. So basically, it's like a risk-reward type thing. It's like you can do it if you need the extra money to buy, like, items from, the mage or, the weaponsmith and stuff. But if you're not ready for it, it will totally just, it will ruin your game, basically.
Right.
I feel like, because it's just, that game's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's not, like I said, they don't give you any, instructions. They don't tell you where to go, what to do.
Not quite like Mega Man hard, or like,
definitely not.
Or
no.
like 1001 Spikes hard.
No. It gives you enough. It's enough. It's challenging enough to where you feel rewarded when you beat a certain section, but not to the point where you're just, I'm done. You throw the controller down. Yeah.
The bosses are pretty creative too.
They are, and they're nice big sprites. They're well done. And and like I said, I think I've only fought 2 bosses, and one of them was like a dragon, and the other one was the Black Knight.
Yeah.
Well, they all have patterns like they, old games like that do, but it's more they do this.
The Black Knight, that's the one where you just gotta wait till he starts laughing at you, and then he just
pretty much Then he like dives down, then he shoots like a pink blast, which made me think of Street Fighter almost.
Yeah.
It almost looks like Akuma's Fireball or something like that.
Right.
So I think they do a lot of nods to different games all throughout the decades. But I think that game is really good for what it is. And
So what are you thinking frag wise?
I'd say 4 frags.
4 frags.
Yeah, all day
Solid
long.
4.
Yeah, that game is fun. I can't wait to get those music sheets. I'm telling you.
Did you guys happen to find the Battletoads levels in the game yet?
No, and that's what's making me want to keep playing. Now. For real, I forgot about that until you mentioned it. But yeah, because I saw it on Xbox One, the Dash, and I was like, Battletoads.
Yeah,
What the hell?
they're like one of the bosses or something.
Yeah, so I imagine they'll probably be tough.
Give you a little tip that I heard. I don't know how accurate it is, but one of the levels, if you destroy all those checkpoints, you get an achievement. So, your achievement whore,
I'm doing it.
Go get it.
doing it. Wow.
All right, LL.
But yeah, so next up, Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. So if you played Wolfenstein: The New Order, you already know what you're getting yourself into. It is pretty much exactly the same. Same graphics, same main character, same gameplay, same pretty much guns.
Mm-hmm.
Just different setting, new story.
Okay.
The cool thing is, this one is more built around nostalgia than the old one.
Okay, yeah.
This one, you actually go to and completely explore Castle Wolfenstein, which is what every Wolfenstein fan wants to do.
Yeah. Well, when you told me about it, I thought it would be incredible. You know what I mean? Especially with Xbox One's graphics. This current generation, be able to explore that castle. When you played it back in the day, it was, the nasty maze kind of pretty much, walking around shooting things. But
yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that out actually.
Yeah, it's pretty great, and it's only like $20.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
$20.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I think it's 8 chapters long plus the prologue, so
okay.
8.5 or whatever,
Yeah,
pretty much. It'd probably take you about 5-6 hours or more, depending on how much you explore.
Yeah.
I'd say 8 tops.
Okay.
8 hours tops.
It's standalone, right? You don't have to.
Standalone. And then there are also challenge levels that you can unlock as well as you're playing through. So it's not just the main story and story chapters. You got the challenge ones as well.
Okay.
And then there's extras where you can go through and like notes that you find or collectibles. You can check them out in the extras menu. Things like that. But yeah, so pretty much the same type of upgrades you had in the original Wolfenstein or the New Order. You have in this one. The dual wielding is back. You can, pretty much any gun in the game you pick up, you can dual wield, unless it's like super freaking massive, like a chain gun, where you obviously have to have both hands on that bad boy.
Yeah.
Like they have these guards that walk around. They're super freaking huge, and gun bullets just like ding right off of them.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they have these cords connected to them, and the cords go up, and there's these lines along the roof.
Interesting.
That go to like these generators.
Like a trolley.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's weird.
And so these guards can only walk along
this predetermined path.
Yeah, these lines. So pretty much you have to try and sneak by them, get to the generator, and then there's like a lever. You pull down the lever, and it takes about a good 5-10 seconds for it to power down.
Okay.
And so when they pass by, you've got to make sure that you've got at least a good 10 seconds, 5-10 seconds before they get to the point in the path where they turn around again and see you.
Yeah.
So where you can have them powered down before they turn around.
I see.
Once they're powered down, they drop down on their knees and they're powered down for about good 20 seconds until the generator, boom, kicks back itself up and then goes back on again. So while they're down on their knees, you got to walk over to them, then it's like hit, right thing to execute, and then he'll like take like his pipe and like boom, and then like knock the cord like out of him and shit. Yeah, and then kill him that way.
Nice.
But after they die, their giant machine gun, they drop to the ground, and you can pick that bad boy up.
See. Yeah.
The only thing is, when you got that giant thing in your hand, like not only does it take both hands, you cannot jog at all. You're straight up walking.
The whole time.
Okay.
With that huge mofo. And when I say walking, I say that generously. It's more like
creeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the gunplay is freaking awesome. Graphics, great. Story, good. Story, I would say I don't like quite as much as the New Order story. But the New Order story was just so well done so well done, and it almost felt real.
Hmm.
Like something that could have actually happened in a lot of places, whereas this one is a little bit more arcadey,
Oh, okay.
but still
Okay.
great. And like I said, gunplay is great, dual wielding, loving it,
Loving it.
loving it. Da-da-ba-ba-ba.
I knew that was coming. No, when you talk about like well, you can find like notes. I guess you were saying and stuff like that. Did they talk about like the Nazis? Like developing like this, technology or how they mess around with
there's
the
this
mystic arts
chick
and stuff.
named like Helga or something.
Of course.
And then she is like evidently like she's the one who built or created Castle Wolfenstein.
Okay.
And she's like some sort of like mad scientist or something, and like
Okay.
she built the castle to like carry out her experiments and
Her
shit.
occult
Yeah,
stuff.
like on like the prisoners and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why there's a prison in Castle Wolfenstein.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that seems really good.
And it's not like your traditional prison cell either. Like a prison, their prison cells are like a giant freaking hole in the ground, and like they take you and throw you in there,
Yeah.
and you just look up, and it's like way freaking high up there.
Wow,
And
yeah.
it's like, find a way out. And I'm like, okay. But, so there was like this pipe, like running up at least halfway up the wall.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, you can climb up this. So boom, boom, boom. You get to a certain part, and the shit breaks off. And then you fall down.
That's where you get your pipe from, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it actually breaks into two pieces. So you've got like two pieces of pipe.
Oh, okay.
Like one's a little bit longer than the other, and one's a little bit shorter. But
Yeah.
both of them are like, kind of like bent at the end, so where they're a little bit kind of sharp.
Yeah.
So then, like, you look over around, and there's like this one part of the wall where the bricks are like a little bit different, like almost like
Just to give you a clue.
yeah. And you walk over to them, and it's like you can
Knock 'em down.
you can stick
Oh.
the shit like right in the fucking wall.
Right on up.
And and then it's like, all right, now hit left trigger, and then you hit left trigger, and then boom, your other one goes.
It's like
up.
Call of Duty. The ice
Yeah,
mix.
man. Then it's like zoom, 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 zoom,
Yeah.
zoom. Yeah, you make your way up.
Yeah, that's cool.
Up that way. But yeah, pretty great game, man. $20, can't beat it. The only thing it's missing is some multiplayer, bro.
Oh, there's no multiplayer in that?
No, it's a straight up.
Just story oriented.
Just like the other one, it was no multiplayer.
Yeah. Man, I'd love to have some Wolfenstein multiplayer.
That would be good. Nazis versus allies or something like that. Or prisoners. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's really great. $20, you can't beat it. If you like the Wolfenstein: The New Order, you're gonna love the Old Blood, especially for the price tag they got on it.
Yeah.
Just can't beat it. So I would go 4.5 frags
Okay.
on Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. Only thing holding it back from that perfect 5 is a little bit of multiplayer up in that bad boy, or at least some co-op or something.
That would have been nice. That would have been cool. Imagine like escaping the prison together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horde mode.
Anything.
That would have been cool. I remember you playing the New Order. They had those like mechanical, I think, dogs or type things.
Yeah.
That would have been cool to have something like that.
They've got the dogs in this one. They're real flesh and blood dogs, but they've like got armor on them.
Okay.
Those Nazis were crazy, man. And they would have done stuff like that in real life if we didn't stop them. I mean, really. Those guys are nuts.
And then it's crazy because after you kill one of the dogs, you can like take their armor and like add it to your own.
Take this dog armor, yo.
But yeah, man. So that's it. Warframe. After this show is over, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna play Warframe.
Mine just pauses right now, brother.
Ready to go. So, but yeah. So happy 150 to everybody.
Yes. Yay.
Yay. Next time will be a less satisfying 151. That's when we'll be seeing you guys again.
Yep.
So, any closing comments, Kev?
It's always good to be on the show with you guys, man. See you on Warframe.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Been a good show. We'll catch y'all next
Later.
time.
Fragment Radio.